And well, for more on this, we are now being joined by Dr. Paul Doffman, Bennett Scholar, Bennett Institute, University of Sussex. He's also a member of Irish Government Radiation Protection Advisory Committee, Chair Nuclear Consulting Group. Welcome to WION, Mr. Doffman.
Thank you.
Right, Dr. Doffman, US President Donald Trump is seeking to limit Iran's uranium enrichment to 3.67%. At this point of time, what is the broader message that Trump is trying to give, and do you think that US wants to dismantle Iran's nuclear program?
The US doesn't wish to dismantle Iran's nuclear program. Iran is perfectly capable, and it's acceptable for the international community that Iran has a civil nuclear program. The point of the issue, the problem is whether Iran is developing a military nuclear program. And essentially it boils down to questions of enrichment, as you've discussed. Now, it takes you need to enrich uranium to about 3.7, 3.8% for a civil nuclear reactor. Now, to get to a nuclear warhead, you need about 90% enrichment, although, as you said, with Iran's stock of 60% enrichment, some form of nuclear device could be stitched together. The key to all of this really is the US plan to try to move Iran's uranium stockpile to a third country. And the idea potentially is that that could be Russia, and Iran is already now in talks with Russia about this.
Right, Dr. Doffman, the point you made there that US plans to move Iran's uranium stockpile to a third country, according to reports, that third country might be Russia. Do you think Iran will resist that plan?
Yes, it's very likely that it will resist that plan. It's amassed its uranium stock over the last 4 years, and it seems to be saying that it's willing to keep its uranium stocks under the supervision of the UNIAEA, the International Atomic Energy Authority,
yes.
Largely because they're concerned about a further change of administration in the US. In other words, if anything changes.
Right, Dr. Doffman, all this also comes, a statement by Trump's special envoy comes as Iran and US are slated to sit down for round 2 of talks this Saturday. How do you see this issue of Iran's uranium enrichment as a key stumbling block in the talks?
It is a key stumbling block in the talks. It's something that potentially the talks will resolve around. However, it has to be said there are wider issues at stake. Iran is suffering hugely under sanctions,
right,
and society is so it needs some form of settlement. Equally, the US doesn't wish for Iran to weaponize. So this issue about compromise, about collective thinking, about considering where we are in the world today is key. And it couldn't go on in a better place but Oman, which is known for its peaceful, thoughtful, considered outlook.
Right, Dr. Doffman, Iran is also negotiating with US not only under the threat of future sanctions, but also a potential military attack by the US. And like you also mentioned, Iran also wants the US to lift sanctions. At this point of time, how do you see things moving forward?
It's said that there was an attack at Natanz in 2021, a Iranian nuclear facility. It's thought that Israel carried out that attack. So Iran is laboring under the dual threats of further sanctions, and is very concerned about, and the world should be very concerned about, the possibility of a further attack on Iranian nuclear facilities, potentially by, yeah.
Right. Right, Dr. Doffman, thank you so much for joining us on WION and sharing your insights with us on this.
Thank you.